Venezia and Nizhny Novgorod. Well, Umana Reyer Venezia have it all to do. They lost that first leg against all expectations. I mean, anybody that watched it, seeing them fall 95-72 in Russia was a real shocker for a team that really, for the past few years, has been among the elite teams in Italy, and also a team that has played well in Europe, making it to the Final Four a couple years ago in the very first edition of the Basketball Champions League, and of course winning the FIBA Europe Cup last year. Are we going to watch some drama unfold here tonight? Well, it's not like they haven't come back from some big deficits before, certainly in Italy, but against this Nizhny Novgorod team here, it stands to reason they've got to get it going early to give themselves a chance, and maybe, just maybe, things will turn for them. How much will they have learned from that first meeting? What type of adjustments will they make? How will Nizhny Novgorod perform away from home and in front of what promises to be a raucous crowd? We have seen a lot of great games here in this arena the past 3 seasons in the Basketball Champions League. And if there's one thing you'd have to say about the fans and even the players, they never lose their belief. They will always think they can come back and get it done as long as there is time on the clock. Well, the flag waving is underway and perhaps setting the stage for what will be an improbable comeback. The road to the Final Four, already Nanterre have punched their spot in the next round. They have knocked out Besiktas, and you can see the bottom left quadrant there, Nizhny against Venezia will play the winner of Antwerp and Umana Reyer. And in that first leg of that tie, Antwerp won it at home 75-67. So the Belgian team seems to be coming good at just the right time. And what about this Nizhny Novgorod team? We've talked about Umana Reyer Venezia. Can they overcome it? Well, you know, Nizhny Novgorod didn't even know if they were going to make it to the playoffs, but they did so well late in the season to punch their ticket. And, of course, they got that famous win. So in this quadrant, Umana Reyer will play at home tomorrow in the south of Spain against Telenet Giants Antwerp. They will be watching events unfold tonight without question. They want to get some insight into their potential opponents, although neither of those players had better look too far ahead. They need to concentrate on matters right in front of them in that big game tomorrow that will be played in Murcia. So what can we expect tonight? And what will Coach Lukic do to perhaps change things up? You know, Ostapkovich was just terrific last week, starting, really kind of set the tone for them early to get a nice lead against Umana Reyer Venezia. And then, of course, you know who took over in the game. It was their explosive point guard. It was their explosive point guard in that first game, and you're going to see their roster here. Kendrick Perry, number 55, he was outstanding. But they got great contributions from a whole bunch of players. So while he shone brightest, and Ostapkovich was also terrific, all of these guys really stepped up, except Strebkov. And that is because Ivan Strebkov didn't play. So that complicates matters just that little bit more for this team when you figure that one of the best players in that Nizhny Novgorod team wasn't even there last week. You can't say enough about Hummer. You just saw him come out. Ian Hummer, their power forward, he was terrific last week. And maybe this Nizhny Novgorod team is a dark horse now to go on and win the title. We shall see. They certainly feel like they must have one foot in the next round, no matter what anybody says. For Umana Reyer Venezia, Marquez Haynes, Julian Stone, Bramos, Kunut, Austin Day, De Nicolau, Vidmar, Beliga, Diori, Mazzola, Torella, and Watt. Uh-oh, the hoodies are out. That means they mean business. Julian Stone, his head covered. And when you get beat the way they got beat last week against Russia, you better believe that this Venezia team should be breathing fire at the start of this game. They should come out and really get this crowd into the game behind them and try to roar back and get a famous win. Nobody will be as disappointed as these players were. And they will feel like they owe it to themselves, but also their fans to come out and to get the job done. I'm not sure that Jaron Washington will be playing tonight. Looks like he might be out of action for Venezia. And teams greet each other here at mid-court before proceedings start. There won't be too much high-fiving amongst them once the game gets underway. What kind of attention is Perry going to face? He's no doubt gotten the attention of this Umana Reyer Venezia team after his performance last week. It's a good refereeing crew tonight. Georgios Porsanidis from Greece there in the middle. Tomas Visavicius on the left from Lithuania, and Martin Horozov from Bulgaria on the right. And then there's that man, Yore, the Lion. So we should be getting a look at the starting fives for both of these teams. Nizhny will go with Dmitry Uzinski, Vladimir Dragachevich, Ian Hummer, Evgeny Babarin, and Kendrick Perry. And just saying that name, Kendrick Perry, sends a chill down my spine. He was that good last week. And Zoran Lukic, the head coach of Nizhny. For Umana Reyer Venezia, Marquez Haynes, Julian Stone, Michael Bramos, Valerio Mazzola, and Mitchell Watt. And I think Watt probably is going to be as fired up as anybody to play tonight, because he certainly didn't have his best game last week. And Walter de Rafael, the coach. And that's not to have a go at Watt. I mean, everybody seemed like they had an off night for Venezia last week. And you don't want to go through an entire season of the Basketball Champions League and then get to the playoffs and have the type of performance and certainly the final score that Umana Reyer Venezia did indeed have. Bruno Shirella taking some last second shots here. Maybe he'll end up getting some big minutes tonight. Pretty confident that he will, in fact. Going into last week's game, I would have thought that Umana Reyer Venezia had an advantage inside, especially with Watt, with Vidmar, with Day. But really, their more effective lineup was the smaller lineup. And Coach De Rafael, no doubt, learned a little bit about his team and the type of game that Nizhny would play. And perhaps we'll see a different approach to tonight's game. Well, they better hope that they'll have a different approach, because the approach they had last week certainly didn't work.
Ricordiamo che i crediti sono offerti da Terminal Fusina con i suoi servizi attivi tutto l'anno, parca, autocollegamenti diretti per Venezia da Veroni. Consulta le linee su www.terminalfusina.it. Vediamo i quintetti delle due squadre. Il Nizhny Novgorod parte con il numero 13 Uzinski, col 18 Dragicevic, col 34 Hammer, col 44 il capitano Baburin e col 55 Perry. Risponde l'Umana Reyer con il nostro capitano Marquez Haynes.
Perry had those 34 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals last week. Michael Bramos, 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals for Umana Reyer Venezia. Who will be the stars tonight? We're about to find out. Good evening, folks. Welcome to the historic, beautiful city of Venice, Italy. This is the Basketball Champions League, and it is the second leg of the round of 16 tie between Umana Reyer Venezia and Nizhny Novgorod. And Hammer coming out and batting the first ball out of bounds. And the pass goes off the foot of Marquez Haynes and out of bounds. So inauspicious start here for the hosts. See the aggregate score line right at the bottom there. That's what you need to keep your eye on. 95-72 right now is the lead. We are effectively at halftime in this tie. Perry hands it off to Babrin, gets it back. Now Dragicevic gets it into the paint, and they get it over to Perry, and he misses with his first attempt. And the pass over to Bramos. Perry reaches in and knocks it out of Bramos' hands. Now from deep, missing it was Uzinski. Haynes goes between his legs, gets inside, and back outside to Stone. And this time the wall of defenders prevents Kendrick Perry. But a little bump was called on Mitchell Watt, a foul. He had his foul trouble last week, Watt. So 2 free throws already. Well, you know you're not going to shut him out, so there's no need to panic if this Nizhny Novgorod team does in fact take the early lead. But at some point, you've got to start showing signs that you're going to eat into that deficit. Coach Lukic walking the sidelines with those trademark white basketball shoes, leisure sneakers or tennis shoes, whatever you want to call them. Maybe he's ready to get into action if he's called upon. Here's Stone, whips it to the corner. Watt on the baseline. And good work by Bramos getting in there to follow, and he's fouled by Uzinski. That was Mazzola that missed on the baseline, not Watt. And nice bank shot, Michael Bramos. And Hummer pulls his way down, comes up empty that time. Remember, he had a few highlight reel dunks in the first meeting. Now Haynes pulls up on the break. Game on, 3-pointer is good for Marquez Haynes. He's already scored half of his total from last week. He didn't really put up that many shots. Perry bounces away over to Stone. Bramos wide open left corner. An offensive rebound. Oh, and the putback should have been there for Watt. Brzezinski over to Perry. He's going to have to launch it. And Mazzola fouled with about 2 seconds on the shot clock. I don't understand that one, unless he didn't realize how much time was on the shot clock. Austin Day has now checked into the game. 3 minutes and 7 seconds in. Comes in for Mazzola. Now Perry. And from the left corner is good, the three-pointer. So Brzezinski, perhaps with the surprise start, drills the three. And then quickly, the three-point attempt from Haynes is off target. Babrin, and the foul before the shot as Dragicevic got good position there. Kendrick Perry. Over to Brzezinski again, he gets it back. Perry, he's gonna have to launch, he doesn't launch it, he gets it inside! And the basket is good by Dragicevic. Looked like he'd waited too long. Stone turns, goes up, and takes a very difficult shot, and the foul called on Watt. That's number 2. And that just doesn't make sense. Why would you come in, well, and you give away a cheap one like that, and you have to go to the bench. So Gasper Vidmar is going to check into the game. And, you know, the likes of Tonut, I thought played very well last week. He didn't shoot it particularly well, but he really sped up the game in favor of Umana Reyer Venezia. He's sitting on the bench right now, and you wonder how long it'll be before he checks into the game. And it goes, Bramos takes the bump. And it's been that kind of tie. Ball doesn't go down. The foul on Babrin. Babrin called for the foul because he had his right hand on the hip of Bramos. So can they do it? Well, I would invite you to check out the Champions League.basketball website and read the 8 burning questions after the first legs of the round of 16. That was written by the always humorous Igor Cherkovich. And he points out quite rightly that you cannot write off the chances of Umana Reyer Venezia, even trailing by 23 points. Although they're not going to come back with missed free throws like that. Here's Bramos again, too long. Stone with the rebound. Day gets it. Quick pass to Stone. Day has to get into it, gets it up just in time, and the ball still will not go in. And so what Cherkovich wrote about was they've already won 5 games by 23-plus points this season against Pistoia, Pesaro, Trento, Avellino, and Pistoia again. So they're capable of winning a game by more than 23 points. Hummer, an auspicious start for him. Now Stone and Bramos. Oh, offensive foul. And called on the big fella, Gasper Vidmar. So the bigs, just like last week, picking up fouls early, and Tonut has indeed checked into the game, number 7. He's on Kendrick Perry. The Italy international, Stefano Tonut. I'd say there's a better chance than not that he'll be at the World Cup with Italy. Now Babrin gets it over to Hummer. No, excuse me, that's a Statkovich now in the game. Hummer has sat down, and a foul called. And 6 minutes into the contest, things not going the way right now for Umana Reyer Venezia. And that foul called, I believe, on Marquez Haynes. Andrea De Nicolau comes into the game, and he spells Marquez Haynes. So Statkovich misses the first one. De Nicolau had that incredible performance at Nanterre late in the season, including scoring with a putback bucket to force overtime, and then Umana Reyer Venezia won it in OT. Didn't fare too well last week against Perry, though. And it's Perry that's guarding him right now. Day misses another one from a first-round draft pick in the NBA. And the ball goes off of, I think, Dragicevich's hands. They seem to have figured a few things out here against Nizhny in terms of how they want to defend them, because they're not getting as many open looks. Ramos goes out. He's already had a few chances and has not been on target yet. Komolov comes in. So Bruno Ciarella comes in, the veteran guard for Umana Reyer Venezia. Tonut hands it off to Day! That's more like it. Dave flushes it. Dragicevic at the line. Oh, that was money. Cool, calm, and collected. The Montenegrin drills it from the charity stripe. Tonut gets in. And Babrin picks up another foul, pushing off on Vidmar. Ciarella, they're sticking to him like glue. Komolov. Now Day on the baseline. That's a good sign for Umana Reyer Venezia. Perry steps back, hands it off. Now Statkovich has it. Komolov in the paint. And the ball goes out of bounds. He thought Dragicevic was going to pop back out. Zoran Lukic made it very clear in the post-game press conference that they were only at halftime and that he drew no comfort from the 23-point lead that his team enjoyed after that first leg. Here's Day, pump fake, back to Tonut for three. Good! Venezia perhaps starting to heat up a little bit here. And now another turnover, and that didn't look right. What is Sergei Torpov doing with the ball, trying to make that type of pass, bring the ball up the floor? Surely you got to find your guard. Tonut. Just hit 1-3. Now he's going to put it on the deck, go in, take the contact. Are you kidding me? What a shot. And you saw the celebration from Walter de Rafael. Goodness me. Takes the contact, throws it up, hoping it's going to go in, and it does. A prayer was answered there for Umana Reyer Venezia. And suddenly, the question has to be asked, folks. How does he make the incredible layup, and then when nobody's guarding him, he misses the free throw? It happens all the time. 19 points to lead on aggregate for Nizhny. Perry throws it out of bounds again. Does this game have a different feel or what? By this point last week, Perry was already starting to heat up and starting to dominate. De Nicolau for three, good! And now it's a 16-point deficit on aggregate. Toropov hands it off to Perry, that's better. Tough assignment for Torella guarding Perry. Well, he gets the screen, the ball, and passes it to Toropov, easily knocked away. De Nicolau brings it up, slips, bad break for Umana Reyer Venezia, over and back. So it was Julian Stone who played the good defense there. And really, Toropov, probably if you make that a bounce pass, you might catch it. It's certainly signs of life and signs of a little bit of perhaps uncertainty, a little bit of nerves settling in for Nizhny. Baliga in the game now for Umana Reyer Venezia. Might have gotten away with a shirt tug. Here's Perry, and his shot goes over the backboard. Well, you know you're going to have to weather the storm at some point if you're Nizhny Novgorod, and right now it is stormy. The winds are blowing. What is going to be the rest of the forecast? Well, we have to wait and see. De Nicolau passes it over to Tonu. Goes right at Babarin and fouled by Babarin, so that is number 5, and Tonu will go to the line. I just think Tonu is easily a good fit for this game. They need his quickness and his aggressiveness really on both ends of the floor. The only thing is you have to sit him down occasionally. Meanwhile, Babarin has already picked up his 3rd foul. Babarin has yet to score, and he actually had a good game last week. Tonu, who missed on his first trip to the line, makes that one. And sinks the second one as well. You better believe these Umana Reyer players think they can overturn the deficit. It is now just 14 points on aggregate. And now the full court pressure, almost forcing the turnover. Walter de Rafael talking to the Greek referee, Porcinides. Want some clarity on the clock. Don't want to foul. Ooh. Perry launches. No, he passes to Dragicevic. Oh, the follow. Are they going to count it? They are indeed. They're going to count the 2 points, saying it was goal interference. So I think there might be some time. Is there still some time on the clock? Is that what they're saying? No, they're going to look at it first to see. See if there's time on the clock. Oh, there's Laura Mackey back there. See her behind the scores table, the famous Italy international player. Well, I'm not sure if they are going to count this in the end. Oh yeah, they're going to count it. Baliga got the rim. I think it was Baliga or Stone, but one of the Umana Reyer Venezia players grabbed the rim. Good job by the refs. Well, it's certainly game on, folks. It's 19-12. Umana Reyer Venezia on top. They trail by 16 points on aggregate. Already shaved 7 points off the deficit here in the first 10 minutes. So three-pointers for Umana Reyer Venezia. They're 4 of 10 inside the arc. Where they've hurt themselves, they've left a few points out there at the free throw line. And when you're trying to overcome a 23-point deficit from the first leg, you need to be shooting better than that at the free throw line. Even so, they've chipped away and at least have gotten it back to 16 at the end of the first quarter. And the big question is, what can Nizhny do better? Because they were really struggling from a turnover standpoint. They had 5 turnovers in that first quarter and looked a little bit out of sorts. Kendrick Perry with 2 turnovers, and then 1 apiece for Toropov, Uzinski, and Komilov. And, you know, the turnovers are going to kill you every time. Umana Reyer Venezia scored 10 of their points off turnovers, off the 5 turnovers. So they've capitalized on every single one of them. Tonut picks up the personal. Well, certainly Umana Reyer Venezia is saying we cannot allow them to play, and looks like they're in a matchup zone, and the ball down low, and Dragicevic just missed it badly. And look at that. I think Baliga took a chance there by not chasing that down, and I think that the Nizhny bench did as well. They thought that it went off of Baliga, but the referee awarded Umana Reyer Venezia the ball. Good D from Perry. Ramos was able to pick it up and save it. 5 on the shot clock. Beautiful drive from Tonut. Well, we're seeing him in all his glory right now. He is looking like a tough competitor. And that full court pressure making life difficult here for Nizhny. You feel like right now it's all about what Umana Reyer Venezia are going to do on this end of the floor. Well, that graphic is wrong because Venezia do actually have 1 foul already. And now Baliga has picked up the team's 2nd foul. So there are 2 fouls on Umana Reyer Venezia in this quarter. Perry into Dragicevic. Komilov for 3. And sneaking in there for the rebound was Uzinski. Not really seen Strebkov yet. And now another foul with 1 second on the shot clock called on Day. So a team struggles, as Nizhny are right now, to get anything going offensively. And then you start picking up fouls. You're going to put them on the free throw line in the bonus. That's now 3 fouls on Umana Reyer Venezia here in the second quarter. Quick pass, wide open, Komilov. Oh boy, that was just what the doctor ordered for Nizhny. Tonut fouled by Komilov. He's vital, isn't he? I mean, Tonut is really putting the pressure on this team. If they're going to come out and body you up man to man, you have got to put the ball on the deck and go hard to the basket. And look for the same from Marquez Haynes. De Nicolau takes a seat. Tonut's going to catch his breath. Now he's going to get ready to go again. Now Watt fouled a long way from the basket by Uzinski. For some reason, apologies folks, but the fouls are not showing underneath the Umana Reyer Venezia team like they are on Nizhny. So Umana Reyer Venezia have committed 3 fouls in this quarter, and Nizhny have picked up a couple in this quarter. Tonut again. Puts it up from behind the arc, and great hustle on the boards, and the foul called on Komilov, boxing out. Much better. Oh yeah, great call. Holding on Watt. And it's just the aggression is so much better from Umana Reyer Venezia in this game than it was last week. They're playing at a much faster pace. Now Watt. And another foul. Stapkovic called for the reach. It's now number 4. Tonut gets a well-deserved breather and applause. Stapkovic also goes out for Nizhny. There he is. Walter de Rafael has to be thinking, I need to get Tonut back. So rest up and get ready to go back in. Hummer. And a foul, another one called on Uzinski. Well, that was just, they're really struggling. And now, you know, that's good positioning by Watt, getting himself there into dangerous territory, and Uzinski having to push off, and maybe the size factor will start to work to Umana Reyer Venezia's advantage. But again, the free throw issue for this team has just been a nightmare so far in this game. 2 of 6 as a team, now 3 of 7. That's not going to get it done. Zbanov has checked in for the first time. I'm starting to wonder if we are going to see Strebkov tonight. He hasn't played yet. Ivan Strebkov made his debut for Russia, senior team debut in the last 2 games of the World Cup qualifiers. Played with Babarin. Both of them helped Russia win 2 games, qualify for the World Cup. Komilov for 3, and good box out from Bramos, and coming from behind was Zbanov, almost getting that ball back for Nizhny. I think if you're Haynes and if you're Umana Reyer Venezia, you want to go hard to the basket like Tonut was. And now, turnover. Good job by Perry getting his hands up, but a little careless there by Umana Reyer Venezia. Well, checking in for the first time tonight, Christopher Chirapovic, the Sweden international. We didn't see him in the first game. And now the drive and the basket is good from Hummer. That was one humdinger of a move by him. And he's got a three-point play opportunity here. I tell you, if you were grading the players last week for Nizhny and you had to give Hummer a grade, you would have given him an A, if not an A+, for how good he was. And that was a timely contribution. And when you trail by 23 points after the first leg, it doesn't matter how well you play, it seems like you're always looking up at a large deficit on aggregate. So Venezia call timeout, need to make a change here. Field goal percentages. And the free throw percentages. Well, Tonut catching a breather right now, but again, you just think you've got to dig deep and give him everything in this game, and he needs to be in there for this team. So how long will he be out? That's the question. Give him a couple more minutes and then probably put him back in. Here's Watt down low. Tough start again here for Watt. Just like last week, just 1 point. Trepkov in the game, number 19 for the first time. Here he is pulling up and hits the timely jumper. And just like that, back to a 21-point lead on aggregate. And that's what I'm talking about. When you face a huge deficit, it can just, all that good work can go away so quickly. Seems like Umana Reyer Venezia should be trailing by 15 or less. And here he is. Tonut has to be back in the game. This is plain as day. And with this, Chirapovic goes back to the line. This is the first. Played his college basketball at Davidson College, just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, just the same place as Steph Curry. But those were not Steph Curry-like free throws. He missed them both. He's a very good player, Chirapovic. Played for Sweden in the World Cup qualifiers, did very well. There's Day, drives in, that's a powerful move. Much better from Day in this game. Really asserting himself. Free throw agony for Umana Reyer tonight. 3 of 8. Trepkov just hit that one jumper. Here he is. Pulls up, puts up another one. And Watt is going to be called for a push, or no, Day is going to be called for a push on Dragicevic. So unfortunately, Day has to go. He was also bringing it for Umana Reyer Venezia, but he's got 3 fouls. So he has to sit down probably for the rest of the first half. Dragicevic misses the first. Nizhny also missing their share of free throws. Tonu puts it on the deck. Now Chirella. Watt gets up. Goes up for the two-handed jam. I've had enough of this, he says. Letting out a little bit of frustration with that rim rocker. Strebkov. Now on the baseline. And Watt goes up for the rebound. And the quick hands of Dragicevic gets it back, and he puts it up and in. That is one that they cannot allow to get away. Tonu answers for Umana Reyer. Strebkov again. Watt with the board. Stone over to Bramos on the break. And the Greek international drills it. Cuts that aggregate deficit back to 15 points. Can they string together a run to give themselves a chance in this game? Right now, they've got a little one going. Back-to-back three-pointers, one from Tonu and the other from Bramos, and suddenly it's a 15-point game, a 15-point aggregate lead here for Nizhny. Much better offensively, really, for Umana Reyer tonight than it was last week. That was the first one from Tonu, and then this one from Bramos. And really, Bramos is a player, if they could just get him the ball and let him put it up, he could string together 3-4 in a row. I mean, he's that type of player. He led him in scoring in that first game. He will definitely keep putting him up if he's open, that's for sure. Dragicevic going up against Stone. Tonu knocks it away, but a foul called on Stefano Tonu. Look at the help defense come. Well, they really, you know, the Umana Reyer Venezia feel like they have to play this way. They have to gamble. They have to take some chances. And this time, Dragicevic takes his time and makes the first one. And sinks both of them. Kendrick Perry, who has just 2 points so far, comes back into the game. So now Umana Reyer with Stone. Tonu, he sees an opening, then gets it back to Baliga. And the ball batted out by Strebkov. You heard De Rafael saying, we've got to send 5 guys to the boards. So there might be some fast break opportunities here for this Nizhny team, if they can get some defensive rebounds. A long one from Tonut, another one! Well, if he keeps playing like this, he's gonna be a legend by the end of this night. He's playing excellent basketball tonight. Playing with a lot of confidence. Look at his numbers. 14 points for Tonut. The ball handed off to Dragicevic. Shot clock about to expire. A prayer is thrown up. Bramos has it. Stone. Surely you got to give Tonut a touch. Now Bramos, he puts it up short. Good D from Nizhny, digging in there. How will they respond if Umana Reyer can get it back to single digits, this deficit? Look at the hands of Tonut. In fairness to him, he played this well. He didn't shoot quite this well in the first meeting, but he played and had the same sort of impact. Kind of changing the pace of the game for Umana Reyer Venezia last week. Ante Nicolau comes back in. And the good news for Umana Reyer Venezia is they've kept Perry under wraps. And a foul called on Mazzola. Well, that was a good find by Perry, seeing Dragicevic roll to the basket. Yeah, no doubt about it. You got him. Is that an amazing flag that we keep seeing behind the basket? I mean, how strong do you have to be to wave something like that? Dragicevic is finding his rhythm at the free throw line now. And he's the #1 weapon offensively for this team. So now 5 of 6 at the free throw line, 11 points. And back to a 16-point lead. Brzezinski comes in, and Zabanov goes out. Here's Tonut for 3. A little too long that time. And interestingly, he must be feeling it to put it up so quickly, because had he waited, maybe he would have been able to get the ball on the deck and go to the basket again. .22 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in this game. It's coming up on the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Hummer. We've already seen him go to the basket once, get a 3-point play. Now Strebkov. Tonut goes up strong for the rebound. He's doing everything. Fouled by Strebkov, so free throws coming for Tonut. No, that was good effort from Strebkov. Just going for the ball. Do you remember seeing that half-court shot that he hit this year, Strebkov? Well, they're not going to be writing home about their free throw shooting tonight, or they'd get a spanking. They are 3 of 10 at the free throw line. Umana Reyer Venezia. And Tonut gets one of them to go. And again, it's back to 15 points. Well, Babrin checks in, and he's got 3 fouls. Well, I guess the coach doesn't mind if he picks up a 4th. I don't know. And Mazzola called for a foul, slid in front of the ball handler a little too late. Perry. See Laurie Mackey back there. She wants to get into the game, doesn't she? I think she could play with these guys. She was unbelievable when she got it going. Here's Ostapkovich. Perry tying his shoe before he goes to the line. And that's the only thing you worry about, fouling a player like Perry. He didn't shoot the ball particularly well from the free throw line last week, but he's already made a couple tonight, and you don't want him to see the ball start going through the basket, because then he'll start getting some ideas. Well, doesn't fully capitalize. Nicolau hounded by Perry, able to get it to Tonut. 5 on the shot clock. Tonut, oh, beautiful play by Tonut once again, and it's Baliga who leaves him beleaguered with that dunk. Well, Tonut is playing like he's from another planet. He is just something. It seems like something's good every time he gets the ball in his hands. Hummer. Perry for 3. And boy, what a box out by Chirella. Over to Tonut. It's a 14-point deficit on aggregate. Tonut keeps the ball away from Uzinski. Now De Nicolau has it. 10 on the shot clock. Chirella. Chirella can shoot it as well, but he hasn't looked for his shot. It's going to be De Nicolau, and it's too long, but the ball bounces out, and Babarin sneaks in there and takes it. I guess Nizhny will be in no rush here, but looking to post up. Perry goes in and unsuccessful. Will they hold it for 1? The answer is no. And not only do they rush it, but they give the last shot of the first half probably to Nizhny. Perry. Babarin for 3, good! Did he release it in time? I think he did. And as well as Stefano Tonut played in this first half, you could argue that he just made the biggest boneheaded play of the half by attacking with about 9 seconds remaining and turning the ball over. Yep, he got it off in plenty of time. That was huge. That was a 5-point swing right at the end of the first half. Nizhny Novgorod trailing by 6 points, 37-31 in the second leg, but they have a 126-109 lead on aggregate. Well, the free throws were a problem for Venezia. They've left 6 out there. I mean, Nizhny have as well, but it's more important for Venezia, obviously. How are they going to respond? They're leading it 22-17, 7 assists to 6 for Nizhny, but you get the feeling for Venezia that they know they should be closer than they are right now. Instead of up 6 right now, they could be up 8 in the second leg, and trailing by 15 at the break. But bad decision right there at the end. So enjoy the second half, or enjoy the highlights. We'll be right back before the start of the second half. 37-31, Venezia leading here in this second leg by 6 points, which means they're behind 17 points on aggregate. You can see the scoring there. Dragicevic 11 for Nizhny. Those are 11 hard-earned points, 15 for Tonut. And, well, Umana Reyer Venezia, I was just talking to a colleague, I think must feel like they should be behind by no more than 15 points or 14 points, and probably feel like they should have this deficit into single digits right now. If they'd made their free throws, which they have not, that would have been a huge plus. But instead, Umana Reyer Venezia at the free throw line, 4 of 10. And that last sequence where Tonut drove in with about 9 seconds to go, turned it over, and then Nizhny took the ball back up the court and got a three-pointer right before the buzzer. So, you know, a lot of huffing and puffing and some good signs for Umana Reyer Venezia. You don't want to count them out right now, but it's still a mountain to climb for them. And, you know, they're gambling, they're trying to force turnovers, they're trying to get points off turnovers. And sometimes, you know, the decision making is gonna suffer a little bit. The only good side, the good thing about what they've been able to do is they've limited Kendrick Perry to just 3 points on 0 of 6 shooting from the floor. He's been a different player tonight. But what they haven't been able to do is keep Vladimir Dragicevic from putting the ball in the basket or getting to the free throw line, where he's 5 of 6 and he's 3 of 5 from the floor. You know, how much more fuel does Stefano Tonut have in the tank? He certainly was given everything in almost 13 minutes, 15 points, 5 of 8 from the floor. And the other thing is, you know, when you think of this Venezia team, you think of the likes of Marquez Haynes, you think of Mitchell Watt, and they have combined tonight to score 3 points. And now Kendrick Perry immediately comes out and comes up with a steal and fast break. And boy, that is a nightmare scenario for Umana Reyer Venezia. That just cannot happen. Day for 3. Well, they don't want to trade baskets. But Haynes and Watt have got to raise their game if Umana Reyer Venezia are going to have a chance tonight, or else they're going to have to change the lineup. They're going to have to go small again. Little shot in the lane, fighting for the ball. Perry even went for the offensive rebound. Now he's slow to get back down the court, so they've got numbers, and they hand it off to Watt. He goes up hard and scores. It's back to a 14-point deficit on aggregate. 9 points to lead on the night for Venezia. Just keep your eye on that little graphic at the bottom there, 128 to 114. The team that has the higher score there will go to the next round. Hummer! Three-pointer right back for Nizhny. Boy, what a nice addition to the team he's been. Joined him late in the regular season of the Basketball Champions League. Watt. No movement. Nobody going to the boards for Umana Reyer Venezia. And Tonut's going to come right back into the game. Hummer going at Bramos, a little bit of a size advantage. Oh, beautiful dump. And then, fortunately for Umana Reyer Venezia, Dragicevic missed a layup. I mean, Hummer just put it on a platter. And Dragicevic missed, tried to make it as an alley-oop. Haynes comes out, and again, he was guilty of the turnover right to start the second half, and I don't know what De Rafael told him, but for whatever reason, Marquez Haynes is not the same Marquez Haynes in this tie with Nizhny. Tonut goes hard to the basket. Oh, he went for the dunk and he missed it. Babarin off the back of the iron. I guess you have to sacrifice showtime right now for just points. And Tonut, he'll probably just lay it up next time. Nice spin from Day, passes it to Bramos. Good! Back to 14 points. I think Day's actually played pretty decent tonight. Let's look at his numbers. 9 points, a couple of assists, 4-6 from the floor. Perry over to Babarin, quick pass to Dragicevic. He fumbles it. No, the ball was batted out by Stone with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Good call by the ref. Well, that was a great find by Day. Remember, just a couple of seconds, Babarin gets it off and makes the shot. De Rafael appealing for a foul, but it's going to fall on deaf ears. Ramos to Watt, spins, gets inside, puts it up and in, gets it back quickly. Still plenty of time. You just feel like if Venezia can somehow get that deficit back down to single digits, it'll give him an extra charge, it'll give him an extra lift. Nizhny, though, showing signs of comfort out here, and we still haven't seen the best of Kendrick Perry. There's every chance he could get it going. Watt picks up another foul. Number 3. Komalov picks Tonut, so they switch Bramos to Perry. 4 on the shot clock. Tonut going for the steal. Komalov takes it inside. Oh, Tonut gets a swat. That was big time. Look at this. I don't care if he's made a couple of bad plays tonight. Tonut has been terrific with his effort. I mean, he has been quite the example to follow tonight. Overall, he has been one major plus. Now, driving in, Marquez Haynes has the ball tapped. Look who it is. Oh, it's Tonut, but then he missed the putback. He's mad at himself. Look at it, slapping his hands together. Dragicevic open, Babarin. Oh! Three-pointer was good. He was wide open. Watt back to Tonut. And soft release. That's better from Watt. So Watt now has 9 points and 4 rebounds. Starting to show a little bit better of himself now. He's had problems with fouls in this tie. Oh, just put it on a platter for Dragicevic. Double team came, and he did exactly what he wanted to. He doesn't care if he doesn't score. If they get 2 points every time down the floor, that'll be enough for Kendrick Perry. Haynes drives in. Excellent play. Hummer chasing from behind. Here he is. He's got the ball. Dumps it to Dragicevic. He's going up against Day, then falls down. Hummer has it. Oh, Hammer had a good look, but he came up well short. Now Tonut. Bramos. Probably the right play. Still a 17-point lead on aggregate for Nizhny. Babarin. Well, it's a dangerous game to play for Venezia, but you know what? Babarin is not going to make them all, and that was his first miss from deep. Here's Watt, drives in. 15 points to deficit. How long will it be before David Raphael subs him out? Give him a breather. Kendrick Perry! Oh, he went up and now he's missed a dunk. Tonut has it, and he's going to go hard to the hole, but then he's going to miss the layup, and he draws the foul from Dragicevic. Look at this. And I think he was bailed out. He was lucky to get a foul called. Sometimes rather be lucky than good. He will go to the line, and that is a crucial call because Dragicevic now has 4 fouls. We haven't seen Gerasimov at all tonight. Number 24 for Nizhny. Anyway, timeout has been called.
After the free throws, we've got 55 left. So for the dribble and play Allen Chap, also foul. We got only 1 foul, so spare the foul. Okay?
Yes, okay. You understand what we're playing? You are Jaime. Set the screen, nothing. Yes, you go down. Short throw. Let's go.
Nizhny have actually trimmed the deficit in terms of the points off turnovers. At one point, it was 10-1, I think, in favor, 10-2 in favor of Venezia. Now it's 10-9. Sinks the first one. Gasper Vidmar comes in. And Tonut makes the second. Traveling to call, gives it back to Umana Reyer Venezia, who are down 13 on aggregate. Well, Stefano Tonut's had some big games this season. The season high was 17 in the game against Fribourg. He also had 16 in the other meeting with Fribourg. And then 12 against Nantes, 11 against Bonn, 15 against Opava. But I mean, this is a different type of category, obviously. To do it against Nizhny in this game, the way he's doing it, is big time. Now Watt. Where they pushed him away. That was just solid defense and only white shirts under for the rebound. Nicolau chasing Strebkov. He did not get it over in time, I don't think. If they look it back, I think De Raphael and Umana Reyer Venezia have, I think they're unlucky on that one. But then again, you know what? These things even out. And now a block called on De Nicolau. I don't think Strebkov got it over in time. And that's why they're so incensed, but they don't want to complicate it by getting it technical. But just like Dragicevic, it looked like maybe he didn't commit the foul on Tonut, so these things kind of like even out over the course of the game. So Hammer earns a trip to the line. No, he's not. Sorry, it was on De Nicolau before that. And another foul called on Umana Reyer Venezia. A push. And what Umana Reyer Venezia don't want to do is start losing their concentration and having to go at the referees. That's for sure. It's a 13-point deficit. Hummer has it. And now an offensive foul called on, I believe, Stavkovic. And Nizhny have got to keep, they've got to do well at this end of the floor. Just keep playing hard. They've had 10 points shaved off their lead. A 23-point win last week. And Vidmar gets in. He was going for the dunk, and even he's missed one, but he was fouled. And the foul on Ozinski, and knowing the history of Vidmar in terms of free throw shooting, probably Nizhny won't be quaking in their boots right now, but that was the right play to make by Ozinski. 4 fouls on him. Ozinski got the start tonight. Oh, Gasper. It's always a struggle at the line for him, but he makes that one. He came in shooting 60% at the line on the season, 21 to 35, which in all honesty, that's pretty good for him. And he will get another one because the ruling was that Nizhny were in the lane too soon. Nizhny rolling the dice here with Dragicevic playing with the 4 fouls. Also Ozinski now with 4 fouls. And look at that. Vidmar's made both. They haven't been this close in the game. It's an 11-point deficit on aggregate. Now a little bit of trapping. Chirella, they find down low, and the basket is good by Stavkovic. They were waiting for that. Now Vidmar goes up strong. Chirella gets the rebound. Day back to Vidmar, and he goes up again. The finish wasn't there. And now the ball turned over, and with Vidmar, you almost think he just needs to go up and try to dunk it every time to try to at least get a foul called. Good job by Chirella to reach in and force the ball to go off of Strebkov and out of bounds. Then look out to Day, now Tonut. Quick pass. Oh, Nicolau picked up the loose change and scored. Strebkov fell down. Strebkov. Fouled by Nicolau. 4th team foul. Tonu takes a breather, and Jody checks into the game, number 21. He'll guard Babarin. Final minute here of the 3rd quarter. Strebkov bounce pass to Dragicevic, and the foul called. Dragicevic will go to the line. Oh, good work for both teams there, but the foul called on Umana Reyer. Strebkov takes a seat. And Zbanov back in, number 12. But Dragicevic has been a problem. He's gotten to the line and made his attempts tonight. He's now 7 of 8 at the charity stripe. 6 of 7, 14 points. 7 of 8. So he takes a seat, and Ian Hummer checks back in. De Nicolau going right at Perry. Is he going to live the tail of the tail? No, he's not. And ball goes out of bounds. Good D by Perry. Well, that was, you know, the times they went against each other last week, Perry just ate him alive. And De Nicolau was looking to get one back on him there, but Perry did a good job defensively. Here's Perry again, takes the pass. Now to Hummer. Hummer had his progress blocked by Jury. Now his pass down low. Good rebound by Bramos. And going to be De Nicolau, goes in, takes the ball. Oh, he's going to make it. They're going to count it. What a shot. And Babberin can't believe it. First of all, he thinks maybe the foul was committed before the shot. No, that was a terrific play by De Nicolau. And for the second time tonight, we have seen a quite incredible finish by Umana Reyer Venezia player Tonut in the first half, but then he missed his free throw. Can they capitalize on this one and get it back to a 10-point deficit? Austin Day goes out. De Nicolau makes it. They haven't been this close all game, folks. Now somebody for Nizhny has to make a play. Will it be Perry? Puts it up from deep. And that's how it finishes. And Perry. And if they called a foul, looks like they might have. And if it is, that's 3 shots. Let's see. Or 2 free throws. Was it in the act of shooting? They're going to look and see the replay if there is time. I have to see the play again, to be honest. Waiting to get the replay. Right now they're just looking at themselves. So Jury went out. Okay, yeah, that's a good call by the ref. That is a foul, and that is 3 free throws coming for Perry. And if you're Jury, you've got to be under control here. They want to see if there's still time on the clock, and there definitely is. He goes up. Yep. Has it left his hands yet? Has he been fouled yet? .4. It looks like it's a foul there, but I'm not sure it's conclusive. But they say that it is definitely. And at the end of the day, you know what? You got to get a hand up in the face, but you got to be under control. And we see it game after game after game. And thank goodness we have instant replay, because I think that showed enough evidence to show that the referees were right in making that call. I know there's some chatter out there probably that Perry might have stuck his leg out in a bid to get the foul called. Anyway, 0.3 seconds remain. Perry makes 2. And you definitely want to box out here if you're Umana Reyer Venezia. He's done all of his damage at the free throw line. It was a crucial call. Well, Nicolau got it off, but it was not good enough. I think if you're Umana Reyer Venezia, you just need to use this to your advantage and try to drive you forward. I mean, it was definitely a tough call to go against you, but in my mind, it looked like it was the right call. At the end of 3, it's Umana Reyer Venezia leading the second leg, 60-50. They trail by 13 points on aggregate. Well, Venezia, 7 of 17 from deep, 5 of 19 for Nizhny. The free throws have been a problem all night for Venezia. They're 9 of 15 now, so it's up to 60% at least, but Nizhny, 15 of 20. So fourth quarter action underway. Nizhny, big play at the end of that third quarter. Hummer drives in and draws the foul from Watt. Smart play by Hummer, going right to the basket. Nice little pump fake. Watt didn't do too much wrong there. Just kind of sagged back. It just hasn't been his tie, has it? He hasn't really gotten the rub of the green on any of the calls. But even so, you got to tip your hat to Hummer for being aggressive and going to the basket. And first one is good from Hummer. Second one is good as well. Up to a 15-point lead. Still plenty of time for Umana Reyer Venezia. Watt gets it and goes in and misses the dunk. So I think that might get him out of the game. Well, that is a deflating missed dunk, I have to say. And now Perry drives in and misses a reverse layup that he should have scored. Nizhny get the ball back. Long jumper, no good. Chase down. Watt's got it. Over to Day. Hummer fouled as he moved into position to play defense. Driving in. Now Day turns, goes up, and doesn't score. Good defense by Nizhny. They're making it difficult every time Umana Reyer have the ball. I mean, they're still getting chances, but they're not putting them away, and a lot of that is down to that Nizhny defense. And Stapkovich misses from deep. Interesting shot selection there. And Tonut drives in. Great defense once again by Nizhny. And the ball goes back over. Look at this. Yeah. Tonut just lost it as he got it close to the basket. Where the three free throws for Kendrick Perry at the end of the third quarter seems to have taken some of the fight out of Venezia. Now Day pulls up from deep and misses again. Komalov hands it off to Hummer. 3 on the shot clock. Hummer denied. Good defense by Stone. Now Tonut spins, gets in the lane, puts it up. What a finish! What a finish from Stefano Tonut. The second time he has been absolutely dazzling while driving down the lane. Look at this. Tough play, tough finish. He's not giving up the ghost yet. Perry's always got it within himself to start making some plays as well. He looks like the danger man right now. Oh, looks like he might have rolled his ankle. He's traveled. And he's going to exit. That doesn't look good. Oh, yeah, it says left ankle. Oh. And that is a painful one. Here you go. Oh, yeah. You play basketball, you've done that before, and you know how that feels. And now he is unfortunately going to leave the game. But hopefully it's not a serious sprain. Nice sportsmanship here by the Venezia fans to give him some applause, because he hasn't been quite as influential in tonight's game as he was last week. But last week he had a game for the ages. I mean, he was terrific. Stone into Watt. Watt with a mismatch on Komalov. 3 fouls now on Nizhny in the quarter. Strebkov back in the game as well. So, you know, Nizhny are just going to have to buckle down and play defense here to try to fend off this rally. Potentially one last rally here by Umana Reyer Venezia, but can they do it? Tonut gets to the line. Oh, this time he doesn't make the layup, which is one that you would think that he would. He's made 2 more spectacular ones. This one just did not finish it as well. So he has a couple of free throws coming. How many times do you see it? A potential 3-point play, but he doesn't make the shot, and then he misses the free throw. So it looks like it might be 3 points, but in the end, it ends up with 1 point. Nizhny out, Babrin back in. Babrin's got 8 points, but he's also got 4 fouls. One of 4 players with 4 fouls. Also Dragachevich, Komalov, and Kendrick Perry, although Uzinski. Good drive down the basket. Oh, look at that. Down the lane, rather, by Dragachevich. Perry does not have 4 fouls, excuse me. Uzinski has 4. Quickly to the other end, and fortunately they get it back. Haynes for 3. Good rebound from Watt. Goes up, misses. Stone takes the bump, and he'll have to settle for 2 free throws. And again, the same thing. Tonut had a potential 3-point play, missed a shot. Now Gamble almost could have seen his shot go in, and has to settle for 1 of 2 free throws. Strebkov operating up high. Taking some time off the clock. Bounce pass to Dragachevich. Babrin wide open. Oh, missed it badly. That was living dangerously for Umana Reyer Venezia. They can get it to single digits if he hits this. And it rims out. But then Watt comes down and steals it. Good play by Watt. And Tonut just almost. But they turned it over. Tonut, his momentum carried him across midcourt. And he tried to save it in bounds to his teammate, but wasn't able to do it. Vidmar going to check back in on the next dead ball. And carrying the ball, palming it, called on Strebkov. That's a bizarre turnover. And Lukic is like, what are you doing? Look at this. Oh, yeah. He did it a couple of times, actually. He did it with his left hand first, and it wasn't called, unless that was a late call. Timeout, Venezia.
Michael is the 4. Gapi the 5. Julian dribbled the ball. Can't see it. Stefano.
1 point, Stefano. Moss got 9 rebounds. Goes 11 points. Perry looks like he might be done for the night, having rolled his left ankle. Ramos for 3. And good rebound for Vidmar. Well, Ramos could not have asked for a better look. $10 points. They haven't been this close in a while on aggregate. They lead it by 13 in the game. Strebkov. Just shows how tough it is to come back from a 23-point deficit. And Komalov, and he is fouled while attempting to 3. And this time it was Vidmar. Good sportsmanship by Nizhny going up to help Vidmar up off the court. Look at this Hummer. Komalov with a chance to stretch that lead back to 13. That was a big play, and really you got to wonder why. You've got to control yourself going out to guard that three-point shooter a little bit better than that. Komalov had made one of his three-pointers, so he makes 2 of the 3 free throws, and is back to a 12-point lead on aggregate. Tonu has a chance. Oh, and traveled, just lost it. It didn't look right. Look at this. Oh, he's saying, yeah, he's saying quite rightly that Babrin knocked it out of his hands. Look at this again. Yeah, it looked like that was, I can see what Tonu was saying. It looked like that should be their ball, but anyway. I think he called traveling. Babrin. Yeah, they did. They called traveling. I think I might have missed that one. Strebkov drives in. Now Stone. Will he take it all the way? Yes, he will. And gets it to go. It's back to a 10-point game with 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Would you have settled to be down by 10 points with 4 minutes remaining if you were Venezia before this? Well, maybe. Having trailed by 23 at the start. They've got to get stops. Strebkov and Nizhny looking for a dagger here, perhaps. He's going to launch it for 3. That's a dagger. Stone. And Bramos takes the contact from Toropov. And we'll go to the line. Well, that was a huge three-pointer by Strebkov. If he misses that, and Umana Reyer Venezia come down and get it to 8 or 7, the belief grows even more. So tip your hat to Strebkov. Meanwhile, Bramos at the line. He missed 2 earlier tonight. Takes his time, makes the first one. A lot of basketball to be played in this, but the clock is starting to become the enemy of Umana Reyer Venezia. Both free throws good. So back to an 11-point game on aggregate. And Nizhny content to take some time here. Strebkov passed up to 3 to take more time off the clock. Komalov. And it throws it right into the hands of Tonu, who's going to go in. And he lays it up this time. Good decision. And now they are in single digits, the deficit. I mean, Tonu's already had the best game of his best game of the season by far. He's been a real hero tonight. 23 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and most important for them has been his attitude. He has really been a leader tonight. Can Nizhny hold on? Well, see the turnover game, and you know how at one point, oh, divine intervention perhaps? Is that what we're going to have? At one point, it was 10 points off turnovers for Venezia and 9 for Venezia, and 9 for Nizhny. Now it's 19 points from turnovers for Venezia and just 9 for Nizhny. So that's becoming a factor once again. He may as well just go ahead, make plans this summer, start studying some Chinese, because he's going to be in China with Italy at the World Cup. There's no doubt about it. He's got too much quality. Back to this game. Will Umana Reyer Venezia pull off an improbable comeback? Babrin, guarded by Tonu. Oh, a little push there by Strebkov. He probably got away with one. Now the pass over to Komalov. Over to Babrin, wide open. Good! He's like an assassin out there. Boy, that was about as good as well as it could have gone for Nizhny, taking all that time off the clock and getting a three-pointer. But now Komalov has picked up foul number 5, and he will see no more action tonight except from the bench. And Tonu just doing everything possible to give his team a chance for this improbable comeback. Great effort from Komalov. He takes a seat. Meanwhile, Tonu makes the first free throw, and at least for Umana Reyer Venezia, the free throw percentage is starting to go up a little bit, although he misses that one. But Watt gets it back, and instead of going up, he turns it over. Great defense, great recovery by Nizhny. Excellent recovery by Nizhny. When Watt had the ball, they gave him no space. He tried to make the pass, and the hands were up from Nizhny, and they forced the turnover. And now Watt has picked up foul number 5. No, foul number 4. Sorry, he's got one more to give, but even so, he's going out of the game. No, excuse me, he's still in the game. Babrin over to Strebkov. Shot clock winding down. Strebkov puts up a prayer. Now Tonu drives in, scores again. 9 points to deficit on aggregate. Look at the blue aggregate score at the bottom, folks. That's the one you've got to keep your eye on. Nicolau, look at that, Tonu. Unbelievable, folks. Trying to will his team to victory. The effort is just exemplary. You can't say enough about it. I mean, don't forget, Umana Reyer Venezia are winning this game by 14. And Hummer tried to beat him to the ball, but Tonu just is everywhere. He must be exhausted. Nicolau to Watt, who turns, is going to go to work. You better go to the boards, both teams. Watt scores! It's back to a 7-point game on deficit. On aggregate, excuse me. And Stone pressuring. So they've got 5 seconds to get the ball across midcourt. And timeout called by Lukic, who wants to vent and get his team's focus sharpened. Eight second chance points for each team. Points in the paint for Umana Reyer Venezia. Look at Watt here, going to work. I tell you, I had some harsh words for Watt earlier in this game, but he's been digging in. He's got 13 points and 10 rebounds. And it's certainly, you know, things haven't gone his way, but he's continued to battle. Here he is. Tonu has 26 points. Watt has the 13. And De Nicolau going for the steal. And good refereeing there. You know what? De Nicolau voicing his displeasure, but ooh. Pats him on the backside. You don't want to show up the ref. 7 points. So Tonu on Babarin. Oh, offensive foul on Babarin. And that door has just opened up a little bit more for the improbable comeback. Excellent call and right in front of the referee. And Babarin just turned. That was easy. He was there a little late. He's out. He's gone. They're dropping like flies for Nizhny now. Seven points, the difference on aggregate. De Nicolau drives in. The follow by Watt puts it up and in. It's a 5-point game. What is it about Umana Reyer Venezia and drama on their home floor? Strebkov throws it up to Hummer. Spins, goes up, misses the shot. Stone's got it. De Nicolau. Bramos for three. Oh, that was the one they needed to make. Now Strebkov, he traveled. What in the world was he doing? What? Gosh. Even Tonu called it. Tonu's doing everything. Well, they're trying to hold on. If Hummer had been able to score at the other end, that would have helped, obviously, Nizhny. But, boy, tremendous effort by Watt as well with that offensive rebound and putback. 15 points and 11 rebounds for him. Tonu with the 26 points. And that is a look of satisfaction. The fighting, never say die qualities of Umana Reyer Venezia being shown right before our very own eyes. Zoran Lukic knows this thing is not over. Kendrick Perry has to sit and watch. Remember, he left the game with a sprained ankle. Julian Stone also with 10 rebounds to go with his 3 points. Stone does a little bit of everything to help his team win. Now he's got to inbound it. Bramos open. Oh, a little long. Stone hustles and commits the foul. Bramos, unfortunately for him, he's missed a couple of big three-pointers here late. And Dragicevic, who's been making practically all of his free throws, goes to the line with 39.8 seconds remaining. Bramos 2 of 9 from three-point range. And Dragicevic, you know what he's got in his veins. It's the frozen stuff. Ice. And he sinks both of them. He's 9 of 10 at the free throw line. Probably the MVP of the game for Nizhny if they win this, or if they win the tie. He's certainly their MVP in this game. Tonu, I think, is probably the MVP overall of this second leg. De Nicolau takes the bump, over to Haynes. Drives in, passes over to Day. He's fouled. Oh, the ball does not go in. Boy, Nizhny riding their luck a little bit there. There have been a few occasions where Umana Reyer Venezia have almost made the difficult shots that would have given them a chance for a three-point play, and the ball just has not gone down. And then they've missed the free throws. And again, as I said earlier, when you lose the first leg by 23 points, it is so difficult to claw all of that 23 points back. 29.3 seconds remaining, and none of these Venezia fans are going anywhere. They haven't given up hope. Day makes the first one. We saw the priest in one of our shots earlier tonight. I'm sure he's saying a few prayers right now. There's Day. 10 points. And gets the second one to go as well. Goes back to a 5-point game. Can they get a steal? Who do they foul? Well, you don't want to foul him. And I was just about to say, if you're Nizhny, you want the ball in the hands of Dragicevic, the way he's been shooting his free throws. And I'll tell you, there was a lot of ball on that one for Stone. But again, it's the reach. And when the referee sees that reach, he's already got the opportunity to call that foul. 5 points on aggregate. And Dragicevic just continues to make free throws. He has been utterly brilliant at the free throw line tonight. And he sinks another one. He came in shooting. This is really going to blow your mind when you hear this. Dragicevic came into this game having hit 20 of 36 free throws in the Basketball Champions League. That's 55.6%. And he's shooting over 90% now tonight. Oh, nice hesitation, and the basket is good by D. Nicolau. 20.5 seconds, and they have forced a turnover. And Tarapovic was trying to pass the ball to Strebkov. And now I think they're going to look at it. They can review it on the video to see if, in fact, it went off of Umana Reyer Venezia or Nizhny. But folks, it's a strange game sometimes. And remember, for Nizhny, Dragicevic has hit 11 of 12 free throws tonight, 91.67%. And he came into this game hitting 55% of his free throws. Remember, Kendrick Perry out of the game with a sprained ankle. Okay, let's see if we can see who's... Oh, no, I think that's going to be... I think he just threw it out of bounds, but they'll slow it down and look at it. So it's going to be a Umana Reyer ball. I think Tarapovic was hoping more than anything. .2 seconds left. You're down 5. Do you take a quick 2? I think you take. Well, maybe go hard to the basket. Day for 3. Oh, it's off to the left. And then the offensive rebound, and almost an unsportsmanlike committed by Umana Reyer that wasn't seen, and now going down hard. Look at this. Banov goes down, but it looked like maybe they almost committed an unsportsmanlike at the other end. They as Nizhny broke to go up. Well, Banov was not even close with that, so that leaves it open just a little bit. I think if I mean, obviously, hindsight is 20/20. I would have driven to the basket had I been Venezia at the other end. They've got 12.5 seconds. They've got to hurry. Di Nicolau over to Haynes from the right corner, and Marquez Haynes and Nizhny are going to hold on, and they are going to win. They are spoiling the party here tonight. Terrific, terrific effort from both teams tonight, especially Umana Reyer Venezia. They really gave it their all. They will know there's some plays they could have made. And the class act that Walter de Rafael is goes over and congratulates Perry, who was just terrific last week. Umana Reyer Venezia win it 84-66 in the second leg, but they lose 161-156 on aggregate. Well, folks, we have got, I think you would agree, a surprise team in the next round in the shape of this team right here, Nizhny Novgorod. They didn't even know if they were going to make it into the playoffs. And the frustration evident for Venezia. It's been an entire season. Even tonight, they had some opportunities. And if you're Coach De Rafael, you have to be mad. And you want to see that as a fan or as an owner, because that's how badly he wants it. But you know what? There were some good things that we saw out of this team tonight. And there was no quit. There was adversity. They fought. They just came up a little bit short. Venezia 23 of 44 inside the arc, 7 of 25. 47 rebounds to Nizhny's 34. Interestingly, Nizhny had the 6 steals and just 2 for Venezia. It seems a bit odd. But, you know, Mitchell Watt had a tough game, but then he came up really big in the fourth quarter, really showed what he was about. Had those 11 rebounds, finished with a double-double in points and rebounds. Stefano Tonu led all scorers with 26 points. And even though they lost the second leg, Nizhny Novgorod, by the margin that they did, 84-66. Dragicevic especially, I think, put the team on his back tonight and got him to the finish line with that display at the free throw line. 11 of 12. He also had the 8 rebounds to go with his 21 points. And free throw shooting is such a big part of the game, and it really ultimately, I think, one of the things that undid this Umana Reyer Venezia team tonight. So you see Nizhny, they will play either Antwerp or UCAM Murcia in the next round to get to the Final Four. So that is perhaps not what anybody was expecting. And they have earned their place, and hopefully Kendrick Perry is going to get better in a hurry. That was a big play there right at the end of the third quarter. He was able to get to the free throw line as Jury challenged him on that shot and picked up the foul, and Perry made 3 free throws. This man here was just unbelievable. Tonu. It's going to be awfully hard. It's Kendrick Perry coming up lame with the sprained ankle. And Dragicevic scoring 2 of his points. Ramos, in the end, really struggled from 3-point range, but they were really crashing the boards and getting some putbacks. Venezia at the end. Stone scored on that break. Then this play got him even closer with Tonu going in and scoring 2 of his 26 points. laying it up and in. This one hurt. Babarin left open. Right at the end of the shot clock as well. He took that with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Tonut again, drives in and scores. And then Watt was really doing everything he could to help Venezia down the stretch. To stay alive, to stay in the hunt. And that was a beautiful little turn from De Nicolau, but it just wasn't enough on the night. Umana Reyer Venezia settled with an 84-66 second leg victory, but Nizhny Novgorod, congratulations, they move on. Thanks for watching, everybody.